Yo, yo, yo! Alright, back with another Bravery Network online video, this time featuring a team um, built by previous tournament winner Minimal. He just had a new palette drop because of that tournament win called Fakey. Really cool palette, got that like vaporwave kind of look to it. But this is an Annora cap team, which is a ton of fun to play because you basically get to click that flourish button multiple times, more than you normally would in a game. Annora's captain plan: when you flourish, gain 3 charge. So once you have a full battery, you're able to click flourish and get 3 charge back. One flourish is 5 battery charges, and so something like Erik Flashy lets you pretty much flourish indefinitely once you have that first battery. So Annora with a little bit of physical bulk, a little bit of speed, and then the rest into the attacks. Candy Pearls actually turns a lot of 2-hit KOs into 3-hit KOs for Annora, so I like that choice of item. Might be better as Mind Choker when that comes out, but for now Candy Pearls is good. Efficient: when you flourish, gain 2 charge, lets you flourish infinitely. 2 plus 3 is often 5, so once you have full battery you can just keep flourishing your moves. Flourish Bypass Claws gives you extra healing, sustain. Flourish Hand Cannon boosts your digital attack, and Flourish Flaunt, I believe, can crit, right? Yeah, that's your only crit, and it also gives you extra healing as well. So the idea is get Annora in when you can, but don't risk her too much because you do need that captain plan. Next up, Yasmin. Yasmin 90% of the time has been my lead with this team, because you have Tough, which gives you extra healing, which means Yasmin can take a hit. So Tough Lucky Pendant gives you 17 healing a turn, 10 plus 7 from Lucky Pendant. Usually I lead Yasmin and use Charge Panel and get that battery right away, and then switch to something that can actually use it better. Longsword just for some constant damage, and then Quick Foil for that priority when you need it. Yasmin, I do like the choice to do max digital defense here. Yasmin kind of becomes your only switch in to strong digital attacks. Things like Erik. Yeah, pretty much Erik. I guess Jane, though you can't really do much against Jane back. But I do like that. Kind of becomes a digital wall or digital tank, and then the rest into attack. Next up is Clint. Clint has enough speed, or enough initiative to outspeed max initiative Erik, and then the rest into attack and digital defense. Fleeting Locket on this, I like Fleeting Locket. It gives you a free switch oftentimes, because you switch Clint in on an attack, take, I don't know, 30 or 40 damage, and then it bounces you right back out. You heal up with Brought Snacks, and then you get the initiative of choosing who comes in after that. So I do like that choice. It's a one-time use thing, but once you pop it, it powers up Riding Crop. Ribbon Twirl is great for tossing that onto opposing Clints, onto opposing Grace, who outspeed Annora. So Ribbon Twirl, it makes the foe dizzy. Dizzy kind of turns, it adds a negative priority to the opponent's attacks. So it lets Annora come in, lets Erik come in on faster threats, and outspeed and flourish pretty effectively. And Clint, I have found that this digital defense investment is relevant. It kind of turns some firewall 2-hit KOs into 3-hit KOs, so I do recommend keeping that. Erik, probably the main damage dealer of the team. Once you have a full battery, can come in with Flashy, giving you the extra battery, lets you flourish Fireworks infinitely. Erik is the pop-ups clear with Disruption Wave. This team can flourish Disruption Wave very easily to make sure you don't give yourself sadness, since we are running Flashy. And then Bypass Claws, I use it mostly for the healing, but it is good against opposing Erik. It's good against opposing Zale. As far as focus, we have max initiative, the rest into digital attack. I think that's kind of the standard default build. Gloam Locket's nice, lets you win the exchange against Sayla, against some Clint. Gives you a backup plan against something like Fel if you can preserve the Gloam Locket, which is actually pretty easy to do when you flourish Bypass Clause, even after taking some chip damage. So yeah, Erik, probably the powerhouse of the team, definitely goes well with Annora's captain plan. And lastly, but not least, Grace. Again, enough initiative to outspeed Erik's. Let's see. 1 in digital defense, just to mess with people's calcs. Some physical investment, so you can switch it on Sayla and opposing Clint more easily, and then the rest into emotional attack. Candy Pearls for the healing, biting for the chip damage, and to finish off things with Gloam Locket. Another Ribbon Twirl, which I talked about with Clint earlier. And then Shriek and Unbutton, just general damage. Grace, just great for coming in, chipping, giving you a little more defensive backbone on the team. But also being able to unbutton and raise her initiative just lets you outspeed some things once you get a couple of those off. Things that Erik can't normally outspeed. Yeah, so like I said, this team's a lot of fun to play. Spread around Ribbon Twirls, get things dizzy, bring in Erik and Annora, do a bunch of damage. It's really fun because you get to flourish a lot, which is very satisfying to do. So let's hop into some games, see what people are running right now. Alright, let's hop into a match. Alright, paired up against Small Grump here with their Fel team. Alright. So my game plan is to build up charge and then make use of it with Erik or Annora. I kind of want to lead Yasmin here just for that early charge panel. It also threatens out their Yasmin a little bit. Their Erik is a decent lead against me, but Yasmin also threatens out Erik. Okay, they start with Kaiban, so I'm automatically a little bit on edge here with that. I don't know if I want to risk losing Yasmin to an Admire this early. It might be worth... Ooh, they could just charge panel too. So I'm a little bit scared of Admire, but I really think they're gonna charge panel. So I'm gonna get my own charge panel in. If I lose Yasmin, that's fine. Okay, yeah. So Small goes for the charge panel. Good. Very good. Okay, now they could charge panel again. They could also go for Admire or Blackjack. Either way, I think Erik's actually a decent lead or switch in here. And just start smacking things with fireworks. Okay, they go for the charge panel again. 2 batteries filled up. I don't really need to flourish fireworks here. I'm kind of tempted to flourish Disruption Wave and just spread sadness onto something, because I really don't think Small is going to leave Kaiban in, even if it is Tenacious. Kaiban just doesn't really threaten Erik much. Okay, so does stay in. I get the flashy boost. Okay, it's Tenacious. It's on 1 HP. Sad goes for the Admire. Alright, so my Erik is now boosted. I do need a way to get around Fel. So I need to consider Clint early for Unbutton. A little bit scary. I'm just gonna go for a fireworks here. Well, you know, Flourish bypass clause isn't that either, but just a fireworks should be fine. I'll get some extra battery. I was considering the Flourish bypass clause for the healing, but I'm not quite sure how that interacts with Thorn Pendant, if I would take the 20 damage after or before. If you know, let me know in the comments so I can figure it out for next time. If I can heal with Erik and get back into my Gloam Locket range, that would be ideal. Kind of give me a check to Fel, who might come in here. What are you going to bring in, Small Grump? Honestly, I expect either Yasmin or Fel to come in. Both are pretty good answers to Erik. Yasmin forces out with a priority and also doesn't really take much from Erik's attacks. Fel just automatically threatens with a physical attack. They might not want to risk Fel here that early though. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, they bring in their own Erik, which is interesting. They have the tiebreaker token, so I don't immediately feel safe here. Because it's really tempted to go for a Flourish bypass clause, right? And heal up to max. I think I'd rather bring in Yasmin. Eat a potential bypass. Okay, they just go for the Blaze of Glory. Interesting play there. Very aggressive play on Small Grump's part. But between the healing with Tough and Lucky Pendant, I pretty much only took, what, 24 damage from that, so really happy with how that played out. They no longer have an Erik, their own Yasmin comes in. If I Flourish, it's 85. I think I need to save Quick Foil. I need to save this fighter. For Fel. 119 with the Flourish. Let's see. They could charge panel, they could go for a physical attack. That's pretty much what's going to happen here. Either way, Grace is a decent switch. I can get some chip with biting and maybe throw off a couple unbuttons. Potentially put myself into outspeed range for Fel. Doesn't quite proc Candy Locket there, or Candy Pearls, but I definitely threaten out with unbutton, so I'm going to do that. I think I don't really have a way to stop Fel's plan from going off. Okay. Quick Foil, that should proc my Candy Pearls. Okay. Apparently Candy Pearls goes after both attacks. So I would have expected it to happen differently, but ooh. They have some emotional investment there. I was not expecting that. If they Flourish Quick Foil here, let's see, 33 and then 50%, so another 11 on top of that. I think we still live, so I'm pretty safe to I'm just gonna go for an button again. I really want to get my initiative up again higher. I should live. Okay, they chose not to Flourish, so I'll definitely live. Grace getting dangerously low on health here, but that's okay. That's fine. Max initiative Fel is at 168. Emma comes in. Emma Heavy Locket. So I outspeed Fel for sure. I want to keep Grace around. I might also eat a haymaker or a flicker glove here. Either way, getting Clint in just will give me a free switch with that fleeting lock. And Clint eats that up. Fleeting will kind of heal him back up. Alright, what do I have for this Pema? Erik, I don't think I really need Erik too much anymore. I think I'm just going to chunk with fireworks. I could bypass first for the heal. Would they have flicker glove on this fit? Firewall, probably a physical move. Maybe pop-ups on a resolute Pema. Because they don't have any other pop-ups that are, which is good on a Fel team. So I think they don't threaten much with firewall. Maybe it's better just to get some damage with Clint first. I could stack some unbuttons on Clint and have a ton of answers to Fel. That might be the best play here. I can just flourish some unbuttons. I can't let them set up 2 layers of pop-ups. Take over the firewall. That's fine. So the next firewall kills me. Is it worth? I could bring in Yaz here. Yeah, I think it's worth. I'm considering actually a parry here. No, I don't need to burn. I don't need a parry. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in Esmin. Not take anything from Firewall. I can chip this Pema some more. Pema can't really KO me back, so pretty free to flourish Longsword. Ideally, I can get Clinton again, go for another unbutton. That will put him above that 168. Okay, they're gonna activate their trap card here. See, I still think Centered is more consistent on Fel Captain, but I haven't tested enough to say for sure. Okay, this is the end game, so a Flourish Quick Foil, pretty safe here. Can't do much about that. 120. Okay, so they do get the odd button, but I have the next Quick Foil, no problem. No problem at all. So one thing I need to worry about is, let's see, they're at +1, which is 210. That outspeeds my Grace now. They could switch out into Pema here. They could. So what's the worst thing that could happen? I lose my Quick Foil if they switch to Pema, and then Fel comes in and kills the rest of my team. Let's see. Because I really need to Longsword here. Actually, you know what? If they bring in Pema, I think it's fine to bring in my own Clint. Or Erik. Yeah, Erik is the most expendable here. Yeah, they bring in Pema. I still don't know if they have a priority move. I think I have to bank on them not. They have 1 firewall left. Let's see. I think Clint is fine here. If they go for, okay, looks like they probably don't have Flicker Glove. It's probably Haymaker, firewall pop-ups, which is great. I can flourish on button, kills exactly. And I have a quick foil on the back for Fel. Alright, and button, get the initiative boost. I don't quite outspeed. Well, if their Fel is max initiative, I don't outspeed, but it might not be, so I think it's always correct just to unbutton here. Actually, riding crop is more consistent. Yeah, so they don't have max initiative Fel, so I was able to outspeed after 2 boosts from button. Good game, Small. Okay, let's jump into the next one. See who we go up against with this really fun Annora team. Didn't really get to show off Annora last game, but definitely showed off all the other fighters. Just being able to flourish multiple times is very powerful, especially if the opponent has a more offensive build and can't really stop you. Yeah, especially something like Erik just generates a ton of charge. Getting that early charge panel was key because it let me stay on par with Small's Fel team as far as battery gain goes. I, as you saw, I had multiple battery to spend pretty much whenever I needed it. Just get that extra damage and help me break that Pem up pretty quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause it until I find battle. Okay, match up against SD42, which I think on the Discord is, I can't remember their name. But okay, but they have a Clint team. They turned the timer on me. Okay, let's see here. What do I want to do? A good, what would they lead against me? Zale is scary. I think what I have that matches up well against them is my Yasmin. Okay, they bring Clint, which probably has in button. I'm gonna bring in Grace here. I could also consider my own Clint, but I'm gonna save that for leading locket when I need it. Yep, they go for the unbutton. If I can get a ribbon twirl onto Clint, I'm not too concerned about getting the initiative boost or staying ahead on initiative here, just because I do have Erik in the back. I'd rather ribbon twirl something. They could bring in Lise and block that, but I have a pretty solid, well, I was going to say I had a solid Lise answer with the Yasmin, but Yasmin is also scary with Meyer. Pema comes in with the heavy locket. Getting dizzy on Pema, not really relevant for this team. What would they do? They would firewall. Let's see. Like the firewall play is obvious for them. But even if they haymaker, I believe it won't kill Yasmin. I really need to get some battery, so I'm gonna bring in Yasmin. Hopefully they don't haymaker. Okay, they go for a decoy. They could pop-ups here or go for a haymaker. Either way, I think I'm okay with them getting a pop-ups. Okay, they bring in Sayla, which kind of tells me it's more of a bulky Sayla, especially on a Clint team. My Sayla answer is non-existent. Probably Grace. Grace is fine here. Get that biting chip. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Okay, Candy Pearls activate, so I'm not as scared of a Flicker Glove here. They don't have a full battery. Ripmatorial is not good because they have round end. Pretty much guaranteed because I know that with Claymore round end, pretty popular combo. Let's see. I'm just gonna go for the unbutton. Just for the initiative boost. I know they're gonna round end. Alright. So they pretty much heal up to full. That Sayla is kinda scary. Their Pema is pretty good here. I'm gonna bring in Yasmin again. Okay. So yeah, unbutton is pretty free. Thinking I need to save Grace a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop the Fleeting Locket on Clint. I do expect them to unbutton. Okay, they go for the longsword, switch it up a bit. Just gonna get my free switch here. I'm gonna bring in Erik, I think, is the play. Though, actually, Annora might be decent here. Just put some pressure on. I kind of like that because they can't one-hit KO. I don't have another great way to bring in Annora otherwise. Okay. Just a flourish hand cannon might be okay. I could also bypass claws, expecting them to bring in something like Zell or even Pema, or Lise. Yeah, I think bypass clause is fine here. Even a flourish bypass clause, well, yeah, it's free. I might as well flourish in case they attack. Yeah, yep. They bring in Zale. This will get the knockout. All right, my digital attacks. Oh, maybe lock it. And trapped, not good. Was not expecting Eerie Lock Zale there. Well played by Starlight. Tired on Annora Captain, pretty much the worst possible scenario, and then locked as well, which means they can come in with pretty much anything and destroy me. I'm faster for sure. Does that matter though? I feel like I might as well just hand cannon, get rid of their decoy, and then flaunt after that for healing. Not sure what else they can do. That will pop my candy pearls. I only have to survive one more. Flaunt is my strongest attack here. What would they do? They have a battery available now. Flaunt 28. Looks like they have some emotional investment. They flourish Firewall for the KO. Alright. There go my battery shenanigans. Not ideal. Yasmin's pretty safe here. I could go for the charge panel, but I kind of want to just put on pressure with longsword. That Eerie Lock Zale, I mean, they sacked Fighter, but they got rid of my captain, which is brutal. I'm gonna put on the pressure. It's tempting to charge panel here because I expect them to switch, but I really want to put on some pressure with damage, and I still get the battery charge from that attack. Again, unbutton is very safe for them. Escape Whip is actually decent for them as well. I'm not sure if Clint or Grace is the right play here. That Lise, I need to save a physical attacker for Lise, so either Yasmin or Clint. Clint does 69 against uninvested Lise. I think Grace is fine here. If they unbutton, they'll outspeed. They go for the long sword instead. They might outspeed still. Oh no, 137. It's white, so it's been revealed. So I outspeed. I could... Ribbon Troll is very tempting. Just to get that lock on... Or the dizzy onto Clint. I think I'm gonna go for that. Yeah. So unless they have Bomb Locket, which is entirely possible. If they don't, they get my Grace, but Dizzy on Clint, which means Erik can come in pretty much for free. They do have a battery, so I have to worry about Flourish Escape Whip. Doing 60. But my Fireworks is pretty free here. It's also tempting. No, I don't want to diswave. I'm gonna go ahead and Fireworks. Okay, they fully heal. Emma. Get my charge that I need. Okay, decoy, firewall. What else would they have? Flicker Glove? Haymaker maybe? Either way, I need to switch out here. They'd still have 2 firewalls. Their decoy is pretty free. That's okay. Yasmin can come in. Slowly chipping themselves away. I'm just gonna go for the quick sword here. They could bring in Clint again. They can bring in Sayla instead. Okay. Sayla's free to Claymore here. Kills anything I switch into. Very scary. Very scary indeed. Let's see. What's my win condition here? It might actually be Erik. I won't be able to infinitely heal myself with Bypass Claws, but I can at least use that for sustain. I might need to Flourish Longsword here so that I can get the kill after with Clint maybe. 31 and 33, 64. I don't need to Flourish actually. We'll just go for the straight up Longsword. They're gonna Claymore. A little more scared of Pema now. A little more scared of Pema. Flourish and button seals the deal, gets me initiative boost so I can outspeed their Clint at the end game if I need to. Clint comes in. 27. Get my boost. Alright, what am I worried about on their Clint? Not much, really. I'm just gonna Riding Crop for some damage. I think it's my best play. Yeah, Clint's gonna have to chip everything down so that Erik can clean up at the end, I think. Not sure I have a better play. D9. Flourish Riding Crop. Decent here. Secures the knockout. They should know that. They need a Flourish Longsword on their end. No, that doesn't even do it. So, most likely a switch coming out here. I'm not going to burn my Flourish. Yep, Pima comes in. Riding Crop at 20. Flourish Riding Crop does 30, which is not quite enough. They have one Firewall left, which if they flourish it, gets me. Gets me. Can Erik seal the deal here? I'm not sure. Lisa's kind of scary. I think I need to flourish Riding Crop. That way they go down if they flourish their Firewall. On battery. More than I thought it would. Okay, so they decided not to flourish, which means Clinton lives another day. They now have almost 2 batteries, which is kind of scary. But no more Firewall, so if they have Flicker Glove, it gets me. If they have Flicker Glove, I can't switch in Erik. So I think just the end button is fine. Good carry. Yep. Maker. Okay. Pema goes down from the tired, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Looks like they did not have Flicker Glove. If I know they had Haymaker, maybe the Erik switch in might have been okay. I would have lived with Gloam and could have healed back up with Bypass Claws. But I'm not sure I would have made that play either way. Okay, Sayla in. Fireworks is very free. Even if they flicker, I live with my Gloam Locket. So, if they flicker, I can't live 2 Flicker Gloves, and Bypass Claws does not KO. So I think I need to just straight up Fireworks here. Flourish Flicker, expecting me to parry, maybe not knowing I have Gloam Locket. Burn their last battery. It really comes down to the wire here. Not sure if I can sustain this lease though. Max health lease likely coming in. I believe Clint is still dizzy. Yeah. Alright. I think my only play is to flourish Bypass Claws here for the healing. Oh, I can kind of sustain myself. Wow, that does nothing. Okay. This wave. Nice play on SD42's part. Means I'm not going to be able to just keep flourishing Bypass Claws. I think that might be game. That just does way too much. Especially with their Lucky Pendant healing. I think that's game. So I'll give a last ditch bypass clause, just see what happens. If they have fireworks, it probably gets me. On the off chance they throw and do something like admire. But no, they just keep going for the diswave. I'm sealing a little bit, but just doing, what, 14 damage, no, 13 damage a turn. It's not going to cut it. Now I don't have any battery. Fireworks, not going to do it. Really well played on Starlight's side. Saving that lease for in-game. Really tanky fighter, hard for me to punish once Clint went down. Well played, good game. Alright, as always, thanks for watching. If you have a team you want me to play, or have a team concept you want to play, like some more offensive, defensive, multi-cap, whatever, just drop it in the comments below, and see what I can do. Alright, thanks for watching.